I once met a guy who challenged me to a game of chance. Now he said, you're a magician, so you'll be familiar with the 4 aces. And that's what this game uses. It uses 4 aces, but not the clubs, the hearts, the spades and the diamonds, but 3 red aces, ace of diamonds, and 1 black ace, the ace of clubs. And he said, to win the money, you have to keep your eye on the ace of clubs. Now he said, you've not played this game before, so to give you a starting chance, I'll eliminate one of the ace of diamonds and place that down. So you're just watching 2 red aces and the black ace of clubs. And so the ace of clubs is a money card, and that's the one you have to keep your eye on. So he squared up the cards. He took the top card, placed it on the bottom. He took the next top card and placed that on the bottom. And he said, for the money, where do you think the black ace is? So I said, well, I'm sure it must be in the centre, the middle card. With that, he turned the cards over and showed me that he just had 3 red aces. He said, no, the winning card, the ace of clubs, is over here on the table. And I said, I'll do that again, I'll give you another chance. And once more, I'll eliminate one of the red aces to make it easy to follow. And remember, it's the ace of clubs that you've got to keep your eye on. With that, he squared up the cards, turned them face down. And once more, he took the top card, placed it on the bottom. He took the next top card, only this time he showed me, and placed that on the bottom. For the money, where do you think the ace of clubs is? That's what I've been watching really close this time. I'm convinced it's got to be the centre card. Once again, he spread the cards to show that he had 3 red ace of diamonds, and the money card was over here on the table. I'd lost again. And he said, look, I want to make it really, really simple for you. I'll place the money card face down. So that way you should be able to keep track of it. And once more, I'll take one of the ace of diamonds as before and place it face down on the table. Not only that, he said it will not alter the position of any of the cards. All he was going to do was give the cards a little spin, like so. And he said, for the money, where do you think the ace of clubs is? Well, I've been had twice, so I thought I'll be a little bit clever here, and I think it might be on the table. He looked a little bit puzzled and said, well, no, that's the ace of diamonds, I wouldn't cheat you for the world. So I lost again. And he said, I really wanted you to try and win this time, just because any of the cards in my hand would have been a winning card, because all I have is the 1, 2, 3 ace of clubs, and that's Australian aces.
This is called the whiteboard bat. It's a booklet that you get. It's got 50 different tricks in using a paddle, and you get 2 actual paddles in there. It's by ADAIR. It's really nice effects. You get a couple of pens, and this is like a wipe on, wipe off thing. So you can just do a little demonstration. Just put like 3 lines on there on one side, and put 3 lines on the other side. So you can show that you've got the 3 lines on both sides. But if I give that little rub on the top and on the bottom, you can see the line's gone. You use a little bit of magic, you can give it a little rub, and the line reappears on both sides. I like the rub one off the top on this side and underneath. You can see there's now 2 lines on both sides, but it's this line here that does all the magic. So if you rub this line up at the bottom, you can, even though it's rubbed off here, what happens is when you flick it back, it actually jumps back onto the top. So it jumps back on at the top. And if we rub the middle line out, that just leaves the line at the top. Again, if you give it a little flick, the middle line reappears. Put the middle line out, so you've now got completely blank bat. And you're back to where you started, basically. So there's lots of different little routines you can do. There's loads of different things with pictures, sayings, phrases, all sorts of things. Like a coiled spring. There's some you can do. There's like tricks with using dominoes and loads of things to get you going. If you've not done paddle tricks before, even if you have done paddle tricks, ADAIR's stuff's always very clever, and I'm sure there's something in there that you'll be able to use in your next paddle routine.
For this next one, I've got 2 packets of cards. Appear to be just playing cards, but you'll see that they're not actually playing cards when I show you them. Because in one packet, I've got a series of animal cards, If I hold them to the camera, you can see that every card is different. So you've got 13 different animals. And then in this set, we've got the same kind of idea. We've got a package of animal cards, but they're the same animals, but in a random order. Okay, and I'm going to let Sharon choose one of these animals. So Sharon, if you wouldn't mind, as I just run through, just reach out and just touch one of the cards. Now you hovered a little bit. Do you want that one or that one? That one? Okay. We're just going to stick that one out there. You could have had any one of these cards, but that's the one you stopped on. I want you to watch that. I'm just going to place your card in the packet, but angled so it sticks out, so it can keep track of its location. Okay. I'm just going to leave that there. And hopefully if I bring both packets together on camera, you can see both packets of cards and your selected card. Okay, because that particular selected card occupies a space in this packet, and we're going to look at the same card that occupies the same space in this packet. Okay, so first of all we'll just go through all these cards, and we've got a gorilla and a kangaroo, so there's no match there, and a zebra and a horse, elephant and a gorilla, and so on all the way through. Both striped, not quite a match, but they're both striped. We'll carry on going all the way through, and then we stop on this one. As you can see here, this will be the card that you've stopped on. I'll place those towards you. I'll just go all the way through all the rest of the cards, so that no other animals are paired up. Okay, and then for the first time, Sharon, if you can reach those, can you just have a look at those two cards? Yep. Turn them over. We've got a bear and a bear, amazingly. Okay. There we go, so you have got two matches. Now the strange thing is, I mean that's quite impressive in itself. If I touch these two cards to the top of these cards, and then we start to look again, I'll turn these around so they orientate right away for the camera. We've got two kangaroos, two horses, two gorillas, two zebras, all the animals matching up in perfect pairs, 2 by 2, all the way through, right the way down to the very last card, and that's animal magnetism.
Hi there, so this trick, it's called Moment, it's by Andy NYMAN. I'm not going to demonstrate it, I'm just going to run you through it because it's a fantastic demo by Andy himself on the website, so you can just check that out afterwards. Basically it's a set of cards. You get two sets, you get a red set and a blue set. Spectator gets a free choice of either. You mix the cards up and you go through various routines, and the cards end up in the correct order, and also you predict which pack they would pick, and then there's a final outcome as well where all the cards match, and there's even a bonus routine that Andy puts in there as well for you, so it's great. The cards are all circus cards, so they're all like oldie worldy circus cards. There's strongman, elephant, lion, that type of thing, so they're really nicely made. They're like bicycle quality cards, so they are very well printed. The pictures do look really nice, if you can see there. And it's more of a patter type thing, so it's not like a quick trick that you're going to do to an audience. It's like a routine. It's got like a nice storyline to it, so you can build it up as much as you want. Say that these cards were like when you were a kid. I think Andy does it when he says he was a kid, and this was one of his first set of cards that he ever saw. And he always liked the magician card that's in there as well. So that's great. So if you want to have a look on the website, you'll see the video and the DVD of Andy doing it. It's called The Moment by him, and it's well worth it if you're into that sort of magic where you want to do like a little routine as opposed to like a quick trick that's just over really quickly. It's very easy to do. It is self-working, comes with all the routine, and Andy does really explain it all very well as well.
When I was younger, as well as being interested in magic, I also used to collect coins, and rightly or wrongly I used to stick them onto boards for the collection. This is one that I've had since I was really young, and obviously I was very naive and probably caused more damage by sticking coins onto the board rather than placing them into a wallet like I did later. And this is a prime example, because here I've got 4 coins mounted on this board, but I've made the error because I've got 3 pre-decimal English coins, an American $half, so obviously that doesn't sit well with me right now, and I regret doing that. But what I would like to show you something with this. and it's ideal if you have two spectators, because the first spectator would give the plaque to them to hold, so they will keep hold of the plaque. And another coin that I've got in my collection, these are really quite common, is the Old English penny, which would be more fitting on there. Okay, so ideally again you would have another spectator that's to hold out their hand and place the coin into their hand. So you have one spectator holding the Old English penny and the other spectator holding the plaque, and then you make a magical gesture over the hand, snap of the fingers perhaps over the plaque, and when the spectator opens their hand, they will be surprised to see that they no longer hold the Old English penny, but now the American $half, which was on the plaque. And when the first spectator turns the plaque over, which had been holding right from the very beginning, you will notice that now the penny is in the correct location along with the other 3 pre-decimal coins, and everything can be examined, and that's coin collector. Now another method for the change, you imagine that you're at the point where one spectator is holding the plaque and you've introduced the Old English penny. If you don't want to place it into a spectator's hand, you can simply place it on the table in front of you, and with a quick wave, a gesture of the hands, you cause the penny to transform into the American $half, and when you turn the plaque over, the penny is on the plaque where it needed to be. So it comes with different handlings to suit all performing conditions. It's really easy to do and leaves a strong lasting impression with the spectators. So hope you like Coin Collector.
Alright, so this is NOMAD. It's a NOMAD version 2. You've got a ring that you can show quite cleanly, if you can see that. And you say to the spectator, rings, they aren't always what they seem to be. So although this just looks like a regular ring, you can actually change it into a coin. So you can change it into a coin, quite straightforward. I'm trying to get that as close as you can so you can see that. And you can see that the coin is quite solid. So there's nothing for you to see in there. It is solid, but if you push it really hard, you have to change this back to the ring. You know, so you've now got the ring back the way you wanted it, which is quite impressive. You can pull the ring backwards and forward. It just goes along your ring on your hand. But when you want to produce it, you can just change it back into the coin. So there's lots of different modes you can do, lots of different routines with it. And like I said, when you've done it at the end, you can actually hand it back to the spectator to have a look at if you want to see. And it is a Bitcoin as well, so it's quite a topical thing at the moment. A lot of this Bitcoins is quite a new sort of virtual currency, so you can actually show them an actual currency as well. So if you can always do a little play on words on that if you wanted to. Anybody ever seen a Bitcoin? No, you won't know because there isn't one unless you've got one and you can produce it and you can get into your routine. So like I said, there's a few little bits and pieces in the actual video telling you various different routines you can do and different handlings. So it's brilliant. If you're still doing Zoom things or things over the internet, I think it's really impressive. But also even just doing it actually to a spectator as well, I think it's quite impressive as well. So that's NOMAD coin, and it's version 2 in the Bitcoin.
This next effect is something that I like to refer to as an oldie but a goodie. We've not had these for a long time. I'm pleased to say we've got some back in stock. Uses 2 American $half, and you draw attention to the fact that $half, even though they're silver, if you look on the edges, they're actually like a copper finish to them. Okay, and that is because they're just clad on the head side and the tail side. But you draw attention to that at the very beginning, and then you can say something like, you take the 2 coins, place them into your hand, and if you apply a little bit of gentle heat, so if you use a lighter, and wave it underneath the 2 coins, what that enables you to do is actually reach in and extract the copper. That's the first one, and that's the second one. The other trouble is when you extract the copper, the silver just dissolves, you end up with just 2 complete copper coins. And that's alligator coins.
There, so this is cheek to cheek deck. It's the mandolin version, which is like, it's like bicycle backs, very similar to bicycle backs, but it's called a mandolin back. So you've got a deck of playing cards, and what you say to the spectator, I'm going to cut the deck roughly in half, which is about here. I'm going to mix the cards in with each other, so you mix them in. You can do it a few times if you like, so you can give them a good mix. So there's some face up and some face down, so it's quite a straightforward thing to do. Give it a good mix. Let's see, make sure there's a feel. And then when you're finished, you can just say, right, I'm going to spread all the cards out, so I want you to pick any card that you want that's face up. So any card that you can see, like for example the 8 of diamonds, you could pick that up and place it face down anywhere they want in the pack. So they could place it down in the middle here, and you gather all the cards together. They do this while you're backward turned basically, and then you put the cards back in the pile, and you'd say, well, I've no idea what card you picked. You could have picked any card, but don't worry, I can just snap your fingers, and as if by magic I can tell straight away that the card you picked is the 8 of diamonds, because it's the only card that's the right way around. So it's very simple to do. Like I say, it is a cheek-to-cheek deck, and it's in bicycle mandolin back. So that's a cheek-to-cheek deck.
Here's a neat pocket effect that's easy to do and super visual. You begin by showing a walnut stick with a diamond right in the centre, and there's diamond on both sides. Now if you give the stick a little shake, a ruby magically appears on the tip of the stick. So there's a ruby on the upper side, but there's nothing yet on the underside. But if we touch the ruby with the fingertip and then the underside of the stick, that causes the ruby to multiply. So now you have a ruby on the top and underneath alongside the diamond. Now if we place the stick into his hand so that the ruby's at this side, and a little snap, the ruby actually jumps to the opposite end of the stick. Now not everybody's partial to a ruby, that's not a problem, because with a quick wave of the hand you can cause the ruby to turn into an emerald. So now we've got an emerald on the top and a ruby below. Once again, if we touch the emerald and then touch the ruby, that causes the ruby to change into an emerald as well. So now an emerald underneath and on top alongside the diamond. And one final time, you can place it into your fist, give a little rub, and you do it with all 3 gemstones on both sides of the stick, and that's gemsational.
Hi, this next item is one of the nicest things I've seen for quite a while. It's called WAKEN. It's by Bondley. It comes with various different routines and things you can do. So you can have a card signed and replaced in the deck, multiple cards signed. You can have the deck totally encased in like a glass dome or something like that. Or you can just do it as a regular card trick. Just place your deck of cards on the table. Cool, so you're going to invoke some of your magical powers. So what you do is you concentrate. So if you concentrate quite often, you see the deck starts to move. So first of all it cuts that way, then it cuts the other way and back. You can get it to cut this way as well. So you get multiple cuts out of it. This way, and then finally you can go forward and back, and then you produce 4 cards. If you look, the actual 4 cards that the deck is simply cut to are the 4 aces. So like I say, you can do it with signed cards, you can do it with other types of cards. Really nice little piece of kit. The video of it, his explanation of it, normally you get the videos, they're not that brilliant to be honest sometimes, but this is excellent. He's got really nice explanation on how to do it, how to reset it if you need to, and lots of other tips, and it goes through 2 or 3 different routines as well. So it's well worth having a look at if you're interested in that sort of thing. You can do like a rising card, and so you concentrate on your card, and the card starts to rise from the deck. You see when the card is risen up, so what was your card? The Ace of Diamonds, that's correct. So again, effect. So WAKEN by Bondley, I'd highly recommend that to anybody who's interested in that type of magic.
This next effect is another Merlins exclusive, and it's by Tony Gardner, and it's called RUBIK RUMBA. You begin by showing 4 cards, very clearly 4 cards. And on the surface of each card is the image of a well-recognised puzzle, a Rubik cube. And all 4 cards have the same image on there of a mixed Rubik cube. Now without any funny moves whatsoever, you just give the cards a little shake, and incredibly, the images of the cubes solve themselves. So now we have 4 completely solved Rubik cubes. And that's kind of neat in itself, but there's more. Because what you will do at this stage, you'll take 2 of the cards and give them to the spectator to hold on to. You retain 2 cards for yourself. And once more, without any funny moves, just a snap of the fingers, incredibly, the cubes leave the cards that the spectator has been holding. Where have they gone, you might ask? When you look at the cards in your hand, you now have 2 cubes on each card, and that's Rubik Rumba. Rubik Rumba by Tony Gardner is an incredibly novel effect. It's got wide audience appeal, lots of magic atoms, it's very, very strong, and it's super easy to do. So you will love Rubik Rumba. Check it out.